Brian Cook with DiscoverWoodward.com, and this is Kendra Cox, also with DiscoverWoodward.com. And we're with Keller Williams Realty Elite here in our office, and we're meeting today with Branson and Brett.
Yes. We have to practice names so hard, don't we?
Yeah, we do. I called them the rodeo guys earlier, so hey, whatever.
I'm disappointed we missed the rodeo part because that was way fun, but really you guys are radio guys.
Yes.
Radio. Okay, so Branson, we pick on you every week on the Brian and Kendra Show.
Pretty much.
And I love it. It's my favorite thing. The radio show, not just picking on
asking
you.
questions and
And I like to ask you questions when we don't give you a microphone. That's my favorite.
I just have to
It's
yell
kind of
across
like,
the room.
you do
Sign
fine.
language.
It reminds me of whenever the waitress waits until you have a big old bite of steak in your mouth and she's like, hey, how's your steak?
Yep.
It's good. It's fun. It's great. Okay, so thank you for joining us. We know that you're busy. Today it's snowy and icy outside, so you've already told us that you've got to hang out and scrape ice off of the satellite dish, work on a generator. Oh, did you do it? Did you climb up? I mean, you're
I
a
didn't
mountain
climb on
climber.
any tower, no. I assisted.
You have people to do that?
It's us.
You're the people?
Oh, when it comes to tower work, yeah, we hire that done.
Yeah. Okay, so I really don't know anything about radio. I mean, you're like, I know, I can tell.
Well, you're on it every week.
I know, but that's why we know I don't know anything. Do you know anything about radio?
Don't know much. I remember sleeping in a different radio station in town many a night when my dad was a DJ at night.
Oh, I had no idea where we were going with that. I'm like,
Yes.
what in the world?
Yeah, you didn't remember the notes.
Your dad's
So-
not my dad.
No, so he was, he worked at the other station when it first was built, and I remember sleeping on the floor, and he worked all night long.
I feel like you should
So-
have more skills than you have.
Yeah, I remember C.J. Montgomery, and my brother and I'd wrap our arms around his legs, and he would walk us down the hallway.
That's
It's old
hilarious.
Yeah,
Okay.
we need
Well,
to
there you
redo
go.
that
Goes
picture.
back a ways. huh?
Should we do that? So, other than that, I just knew how to break things.
Well, some things don't change.
Well, what would you want to know?
Okay, so here's what. Let's start
Because
with
we
this.
know it all.
I know, and we're so thankful that you're here
Not
with your
really.
rich, vast knowledge. Okay, well, get your feet off the floor. It's getting deep. Okay, so here's the first thing I want to know. So you have 4.5 stations.
Right.
Can I say it like that? You said it like
I
that.
said it like
Did
that.
you ever
earlier,
dream I'd
yeah.
turn that right back around on you?
Is it like a stepchild?
Well, it kind of is. Actually, we have 4.
Okay,
We've
so
got,
let's talk about that.
KSIW, which was the first station in Woodward.
Oh, really?
From 1947, right after the tornado is when it was
Wow.
built. So that's AM 1450, that's the sports animal. Q102, which is 102.3, that's our rock station. 100.1, KWFX is our country station. And our newest is 107.3, which is classic hits.
Near
That's
and dear
the
to
one
our
you
hearts.
guys are on
Yes.
every week,
Yes.
so that's the one you're probably most familiar with. The half that you're talking about, we just added an FM component to the sports animal. So not only is it AM, but now it's on 98.1 FM.
That's really exciting. I teased you earlier. I don't listen to a lot of radio, but Q102. I mean, I grew up listening to Q102, and so that is one that's still programmed into my radio.
It should be, yeah.
Yes, it should be. As is 107.3.
So if you have 4 presets, we should have them all.
And if you have 6, just repeat the other 2.
Well, pretty soon we'll be able to do 5, right? And only have to repeat 1.
That's right.
So, because you just said 98.1, so that's the other half,
Yeah,
right?
you could add that one.
All right. So 1947. So the newest one is the 98.1.
Yeah, it's been on the air for about a month.
But 107.3 surprised me. It's how long have you had 107.3?
Oh, 4 years, 5 maybe.
And what kind of music is that?
Classic hits.
Oh yeah, we
So
already
it's
said that.
it's 70s,
What
80s,
classic
and
hits?
the hits from the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
That's us.
Yeah.
We're the hits from
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
70s.
the stuff you grew up with, pretty much.
Well, you say that, but whenever I come into the office, sometimes I'm like, this is not a song I grew up with. I guess I'm right on the cusp of the 70s where I don't know the 70s music. Even though I may have been there. I
There's a
don't
lot of
know
people,
it.
the 70s is a fog.
Yeah. That's not what I meant. It's not that kind of fog. I saw, like, I did a video and I was like, dang, it's good I'm seeing Melissa tomorrow because there's a lot of glitter hair. But, yeah, that's not why it was a fog. Thank you. We need to work on your dad's skills.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying.
The video.
You can edit,
The
right?
video brings things out.
No, we're gonna keep that. People are gonna know how you really are.
Yeah.
All right, so classic hits, 70s, 80s, 90s. So that is really kind of our era.
Mhm.
And then Q102 is kind of more of a.
That is, we call it active rock.
Mhm.
It's everything from classic rock to the latest current stuff.
Mhm.
So it's a wide, deep library of music.
Right. And then, okay, I'm sorry. Good gosh.
100%.
I don't think I'm ready yet.
Okay,
Did we talk
yes.
about my solo location yet?
The next one or just the?
Ryan's like, she's not finished with it. I'm not finished with my vacation.
100.1.
Yes, thank you.
That's our
So that's a
country,
country
station.
station. Mhm.
Yeah.
So, and on country stations, it seems like those always just play like everything. Am I wrong with that? Like I feel like when I turn on a country station, I can
Everything
hear
country.
everything old and everything new.
Yeah. Everything
Right?
from Fair and Young to the newest stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too. I have no idea where we're going with this.
Who was new?
From 1947
Yeah.
to current.
Okay. All right. So, morning shows.
Hmm.
Who's your morning show people?
Me? You obviously listen. No, I've been on 14,
Should we stop
probably
this
14 years. I sent them the whole thing and you didn't read it.
I didn't get it. But my face is so hot right now. I want to die. I can't only.
I've been on the air every morning, almost every morning for about 14 years with the Cowgirl.
I have listened to your
I go
morning
by
show
Brett
and your little.
Oh,
on the country
I'm
station.
confused.
Yeah, on 100.
No, I've listened, and I've heard your little lunch menu thing, and it gets kind of
Oh,
crazy.
Harinetta?
Yes,
Yeah.
see, I listen.
Yeah, she comes in, and I'm the guy
Thank you
with
so much.
them.
Yeah.
Usually nobody knows my name.
I
so.
don't like the way this has turned today.
And then Branson's on Q102 every morning.
Well, obviously that's where I should be listening because Branson's
Yeah,
kind.
7 to 9.
7 to 9.
7 to 9. See, part of that is, I get to work at 8:07.
So race from home to work 7 minutes. So from 8 to 8:07, she's trying to figure out what station to listen to.
Yeah, now I just have to figure out if it's Q102 or 10.
Well, you got
I
options.
cannot say the
So
100
what time is
one.
the 102.3 or the country morning show?
7 to 9.
Both of them are 7 to 9.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Is there a morning show on 107.3?
absolutely. 7 to 9.
Do you do that one also?
No. No.
Maybe that's what I was
There's
asking.
2 on that one. Dan and Clint.
Okay.
Or Eric and Clint, actually. Me and the Cowgirl on the country.
Mm-hmm.
And Branson and Jen on the Q102.
I was afraid you were by yourself. I was about to ask if you're all by your lonesome in there.
No.
The last few days we have been.
Jen's been there last
Oh,
week.
yeah. No, I have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes a long 2 hours.
No,
We'll
kidding.
test that
It
out.
actually goes by pretty
Tomorrow.
quick. So.
Are you saying I'm not going to be on the
I'm
radio
gonna let
this
you
week?
be on the radio. So I'm gonna.
Okay, no, you guys do start early though. I know that you started that because here's the thing. So whenever I do the walking trails in the summertime, whenever your pickup pulls around the corner, I go, "Oh, there's Brett. It's time for me to go home." Like literally, that's my cue.
I'm your clock.
Yeah, I'm like, girls, we got to cut this out. I got to go home and get ready for work.
Right.
They're like clockwork. He
Yeah.
makes it to work on time.
Well,
Every
you're
day.
on the-
Bosses make it to work on time.
That's the one thing about live radio. If you're late, everybody
It's kind of an
knows
issue,
it.
isn't it?
Yes.
It's an issue.
It's hard to pre-record a live show.
No, we can't.
No,
So.
it's not so much fun. All right, no, I was asking about the morning show because we had talked about that a couple of minutes ago. That this having a conversation on air, it's better if you just kind of. It's better if you pick on people, isn't it? Like you've been picking on me
Is
this
that
whole
what I
time,
do?
and it's working out great, right? Ooh, I feel like I need like a break.
Yes. No breaks. So, I do have a question. So, radio. How much does it cost to listen to the radio?
Absolutely nothing.
See, it's one of the coolest
That's the
things.
beauty of it.
Is
And
it's
always
just like
has been.
cable TV.
Free
and-
entertainment.
Yes, like it's everything costs money. Everything costs money, except radio. I mean, obviously, so to fund the radio, it's all advertising.
Advertising.
And so if you guys are looking for some advertising ideas, I've got a phone number for you. What's your phone number?
580-216-5012.
So I'm a salesman.
Oh, that's his cell number.
Cell number.
Yeah,
How much
directly
credit?
to me.
How much
I love
credit
it.
for that?
You
We
Paid
don't
off
even get to
commission.
screen that one. He's just going straight to Branson.
So yeah, I this one thing. I growing up, we we didn't have TV till I was, almost teenager-ish. And so my parents, radio, everywhere we went, radio was on. We were in Harper County, so I don't remember radio stations. I'm sure we listened to KSIW. I remember it had Tradio on it.
Mm-hmm. Swap Shop.
Swap Shop,
to be
that's
called.
right, yes. So that's been quite a hit, hasn't it?
Absolutely. It's one of our most listened to shows by people that like music from every genre.
Mm-hmm.
We'll turn and listen to Tradio
Right.
for an hour and then go back to the other station.
It's been interesting. I've sold a few things on there, and I put a couple of ads on there, and it's interesting how many people will pick up your voice from the radio. Like, hey, I heard you on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't feel like I have such a distinct.
No, you know what they
voice.
say to me? I heard a laugh. Oh, there you are.
There you are.
So
People have a recognizable laugh.
Oh, yeah, they do.
yes. So yeah, I think it's radio does have its point and its position. I mean, it's hard to watch TV and drive down the road.
Well, I think I like the part about you're local. You're local. You are here. Your
Right.
radio stations are here. Your people are here. Your advertisers are here. Discover Woodward is all about loving this community that we live in and serving the community that we live in and sharing the community that we live in. And you're a big part of that. And having the local radio station is a big deal. I mean, that's why I listened to that morning show, was to hear those lunch menus and to hear the local stuff, what's going on in my town. And it was a big deal to me. I'm saying was because that was more important whenever my kids were home and I had the radio on in the morning when I was getting ready. And things changed in this really weird glitter hair season that I'm in. It's a little different. But I mean, it was a big deal to me. It's local, and you support local, and you support our community. And I love that.
Well, we do, and I was just raised that way.
Mm-hmm.
That you are part of the community.
Yes.
Get involved, dive in, get involved with the community leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Know what's going on in your town, and share it.
Absolutely.
A lot of people, they don't know what's going on, and so and we don't charge for it.
Right.
The local weather and the school closings and the bake sales and the church. Whatever events they've got going on, we do all that. That's just being part of the communities.
Absolutely.
Right.
I love that.
And so speaking of small communities, and I don't think we've hit on this, but where did you end up coming from?
Well, I grew up in Frederick, and we owned the radio station in Frederick at the time when I was born as a kid. And then we moved to Sherman, Texas. We owned 2 stations in Bonham, which was outside of there, and then moved back to Sayre, where I graduated high school, met my wife, went to college, moved to Dallas for 22 years, and then Plano, and then from there moved to Woodward. I had never been to Woodward before I came here. So.
Yeah, and then
Then you got stuck.
Yes, and so we heard the story, but what stuck you in Woodward?
Well, what stuck me in Woodward? It started out that way. I actually came here on a sales call to offer to design and build out the equipment and sell all the equipment to build these radio stations.
Mm-hmm.
And their partner was needing out, and they needed a new partner. And so I told my brother about it, which he owns Blake. He owns the radio stations and the Penny News in Elk City. And he came up here and looked at it, and I told him, I said, it looks like a market like Elk City. You should go check it out. And he did, and he said, it looks like an opportunity up there. I think we should do it. I said, what do you mean we? 'Cause I was 17 years into a career that I
Right.
loved, and we loved Dallas, and it was just great. And so, but the more I got thinking about we and raising kids and coming to Woodward, and ended up living here. So we bought into the stations, and now my brother and I are partners in it, and it's been awesome.
So my question to you earlier was, eventually you'll want to retire. Where are you going to retire?
Here.
That is not
I'm
the
looking
answer
at him
you
because
said a while ago.
he's got to stay and run it and send me a paycheck.
Branson's like, yeah, you're not retiring, Dad. Okay, so like you paused there. You scared me a little bit, but earlier we talked about that. You bought your forever
I
home.
will stay here.
You
yeah.
plan to be in Woodward.
We love it here.
And so, because that's kind of, I mean, again, that's just what we want to, it's what we want to hear. It's what we want to say. We want to promote that we have this great community. Okay, you moved from Dallas. How old were you?
I was 9.
9. Were you an angry, bitter 9-year-old moving from Dallas out to the sticks?
Probably.
Did you have an attitude?
Yeah. But I'm really happy we did move here.
Yes.
So you really are. Okay,
Yeah.
so I've asked you just a little bit. You graduated Woodward,
Mhm.
and what'd you do?
I went straight into working for him. I worked here at the radio station for 10 years this month, and also part-time at Northwestern here in Woodward.
I feel like a decade working for your dad probably denotes a really big raise.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's in sales and commission, so I tell him all the time, go out and give yourself a raise. I use that line a lot.
Yes.
That's awesome. He's going to double your bonus, isn't he? That's awesome. Okay, so you didn't leave. You chose to stay in Woodward, and now you've married. Now you have your family here in town, and so I love that because and your sister is still here as well.
She is, yeah.
So I just, because my kids are still here, they didn't go very far either yet. I'm sure I could still lose one. I hope I don't lose both. But I mean, it's awesome the way that our community allows for us to kind of sit back and go, you know, this is a great place for a family. And to remember this is a good community. So it's fun to see that lived out with your family and the legacy of a business. I mean, that you're raising, I'm sorry, but you're still being raised obviously in the business. You don't want to take over yet, do you?
Yeah, no.
So here you are. I mean, you're being raised up in this business to take over the radio station and continue that local business and the local love of where you are. So super cool. I love it.
Well, we didn't come here for the weather or anything necessarily, but the people.
You don't like 107 dry and then, I don't know, what is
I
it,
take
negative
that
107?
over 20 in ice, but the people have been phenomenal. You know, something that we didn't have in Dallas ever. I mean, we knew our neighbors and
Right.
stuff, but we moved here, and day one, they're showing up with brownies and, you know, I probably nosy, you know. In hindsight, it seemed really kind, and it was. But they
Right.
probably just wanted to see who's moving in the neighborhood, you know.
I mean,
But no, it was phenomenal. We just got welcomed in, got involved in church and stuff, and we've just loved it here.
Awesome. We love it.
But it was the people.
It is. It's always the people in Woodward. This is a special, special community, and I hear that, and not just from the people that we try to get in here to get to say it on a microphone. We hear so many people say that the people of Woodward are a special group of people, and so that's very cool. I don't know what it is that makes it be that way, but it is that
I've
way.
been kind of lobbying the city for a slogan. You know, here a while back, they were asking people, we need a slogan for Woodward. And I don't think it needs to be wind or energy or
Right.
cowboys or anything, you know, flatland. I think it needs to be Woodward, where your friends are.
Right.
It's generic, but it's true because it's the people.
It is. It's all about the people. I love it.
Maybe somebody will pick up on it now
Yes.
that I'm on video.
that's right.
You want to end with that? I'm just kidding. Let's do that again in a minute. Get it branded.
Yes.
All right. Did you have something else?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, tell people.
I actually got my house listed, or bought it as a listing you guys had.
Yeah,
So
I remember
we
it
get
was
some
quite a
credit
piece of
for
property.
my forever home.
Yes, it's a pretty neat piece of property.
It's a good place to die in.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Not too soon, though.
No, we don't want that either. I mean, yeah, no, that's not at all what I meant. I just loved it. Forever
It is
home
a
idea.
forever home.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
All right. So, how do people reach you? Do you want to shout out your number again for your commission sales?
You can go to our website, woodwardradio.com. Also, our phone number is not my personal, but the station, 580-256-0935.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah, just don't call it between 9 and 10 unless you want to be on Tradio.
Oh, Tradio.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's the number for Tradio.
9 and 10, you call me. Personal. Yeah.
Yes.
That's a horrifying feeling when you accidentally call a radio at the wrong time.
Yes.
It
Hey,
happens.
you're live.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not.
What are you selling?
Yes.
I don't make a girl panic. All right. Well, we do. We very much appreciate. We appreciate you joining us. We appreciate you taking out some time. I hope that you don't have to go back and scrape any more ice off of the satellites.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully
We'll
not.
find out.
Just
Man.
warm up in rain all night.
Well, that's good, right?
35. It'd be good.
Yeah,
Sounds
nice and
amazing.
warm.
Sounds like a mess.
Yes.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.